Hello, everyone. This is Afaf. I am specialized in cognitive linguistics applied to holy books. In my channel, I help you achieve your goals. It's dedicated to your personal and business growth based on religious values. This video is for a concept that is very much important, a concept of heaven and hell in Quran and in the Bible. We find that in both holy books, heaven is connected with water and rivers and the good life and gardens, And on the contrary, hell is connected with the fire. For example, I will mention some verses that speak about heaven. In Quran, it is said in Arabic first, عند ربهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار صدق الله مولانا العظيم. And in English, with their Lord are heavens, underneath which rivers flow. And in the Bible, heaven as well is connected with the water and rivers. It is said, for example, in John 7, from his innermost being will flow rivers of living water. And in Revelation 22, it is said, and he showed me a river of water of life, bright as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God. Hell, on the contrary, is connected in both holy books with fire. It is said in Arabic, for example, in Quran, يوم يحمى عليها في نار جهنم, and in English, on the day when it will be heated in the fire of hell. It means the bodies of people, of disbelievers eventually. And in the Bible, it is said as well, it is hell is connected with fire. It is said, for example, it is better for you to enter life with one eye than to have two eyes and be cast into the fiery hell. Huh? Generally, people understand heaven and hell literally. They understand that heaven is the gardens, all the pleasures mentioned in Quran, for example, and hell it's real fire, physical fire. And this belief or this programming, spiritual programming, this understanding is very dangerous actually, because it is embedded in our souls from the childhood, and it influences subconsciously our relationship with God. And our relationship with God is very much important because it determines and it influences our relations with others. So it's very important to change this programming. How? By understanding the real meaning of fire and water here. This use of fire and water is a metaphorical use, and I will explain this through the concept of mental spaces. How does our mind work to understand these verses? And how God spoke to us with the language that we understand. We are human beings, we are souls embodied in a body, a physical being. When God breathed us from his soul and created us, we became embodied, a spirit embodied in a body. So we cannot understand concepts that are abstract, like punishment, the concept of punishment, and the concept of reward. It's like difficult for us to understand if God says to us, I will punish you very strongly, we will not understand. It will not be relevant for us. What does it mean, punishment? It's something like abstract, you know. If he will says, he will say, I will reward you. Because you sowed beautiful seeds in your soul and you harmonized yourself with my laws in the universe, will not understand this. What does it mean that God will reward us? So he came up with this concept, concrete concept of water and fire to clarify the abstract or abstract domains of punishment and reward. I will explain this through the concept of mental spaces because I am specialized actually in cognitive linguistics, and mental spaces are very much helpful to understand how our mind works to clarify these abstract domains. I will explain this through our use of certain expressions to understand the concept of love, you know, in our daily experience, just to take an example from our daily experiences, or language, everyday language, to show the process of conceptual blending. For example, the concept of love is very much abstract, isn't it? Love is, when I say love, it's abstract. We cannot see love in 2 feet unless you are very much imaginative person. You have a wide imagination, but I can see a table, I can see a chair, but I can't see love, you know? It's an abstract domain. So to understand it, our language came up with a concrete concept that is fire, you know? Look at this schema. It will explain to you this mechanism, okay? So this is the concept of love, okay? This is an abstract domain, an input, you know, it's an input in your, it's a mental space in your brain, okay? It's abstract, so it needs to be clarified. How? We come up with the concrete domain, which is the input one, which is fire. Why? Because fire is a rich image. You can have the image of fire in your mind, you know, a fire with all this rich image, huh? The beginning of the fire, the extension of it, and big fire, maybe after, when it ends up. So you have this rich image full of colors, of signs, of beautiful picture, you know. You have this. So what happens in your mind is a projection, a metaphorical projection from input one to and input two to a blended space. This is a blended space. In this, it's a mental space in your brain, okay? It's neurology. All this is neurology, how your brain works neurologically, because cognitive linguistics is very much connected with neurology and computer science, okay? So we have a blended space here that is love is fire. You'll have this blended space. Love is fire. All this is subconsciously. It's in your subconscious mind, okay? And you'll produce expressions like I feel so excited to see him, for example. The excitement comes from the fire. When the fire is like huge, it's excited, you know? His eyes burn me, his burning looks, burning story of love, etc. There are a lot of expressions of love that are inspired from the fire, and they are metaphorical and even literal ones. But when you say, I am up, when I see him, I feel like up, like in the skies. This is the fire when it's up, you know? And songs of love are full of such expressions. Sorry. This is for explaining the process, okay? And it applies to our concept of heaven and hell in Quran. I will start with heaven. To explain heaven, which is an abstract concept, what is heaven? You know, it's an abstract concept. It's a reward. Like heaven is the reward. I can here actually uh, add reward. Okay, this is the reward. And the reward is an abstract domain. What is reward, you know? What is to be rewarded from God? It remains abstract. We can't understand this. So there is an input one, which is water. Water is a rich image. You can have a picture of water in your mind because it's concrete domain, you know? And in your mind, there is the metaphorical projection from the input 2 and input 1 toward a blended space, a mental space that is a blended space, you know. And in this blended space, there is heaven. Heaven as reward is water. The reward is water. Huh? And there are these expressions in Quran and in the Bible describing the rivers, beautiful life, love and pleasures, all nice food in the gardens. This is applies to fire as well and hell. You know, there is an abstract domain which is the punishment. It's abstract, you know. The punish. I will punish you. What does it mean, punish? You know. If Quran said, "I will punish you," no one would follow Muhammad, our Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Hmm? So Quran and God needed the metaphorical expressions, you know, to be like pertinent, to be relevant, to have influence on people, because metaphors are very much important in rhetoric. And with rhetoric, we can convince people, you know, because God spoke to us with the language that we understand, the way that we understand, the way that our minds work. So we have here the punishment as the first input, which is an abstract domain that needs to be clarified. Sorry, and we have a concrete domain, which is fire. You have the picture of the fire, the rich image of the fire, like love is fire. We'll have a blended space after the metaphorical projection in your brain, which is punishment is fire, which is hell actually. Huh? And the metaphorical expressions in Quran and in the Bible are realizations, linguistic realizations of these blended spaces. Uh, so it's all metaphorical, it's all rhetoric. We mustn't understand this literally because God loves us. He will not burn us or harm us. He wanted actually by these metaphors to warn us that if we follow our ego, it's not good for us. It's sowing negative seeds in our common soul. If you do this, the law of God works, you know. There is no escape from the God's laws, you know, in the universe. You'll be actually, if you sow negative seeds, if, for example, you speak about illnesses, you believe in illnesses, in weakness, in want and lack, and mm, like in like just in your body, you know. There are people that believe that the relationship, for example, between women and men is merely a physical relationship, and this is sowing negative seeds. It's coming from the ego. You aren't your body, you know. If you sow, on the contrary, positive seeds, like the seed of love, romantic love, the seed of soulmate relationship, the seed of joy and power, you believe in your powerful system, you know, body, physical system. Uh, and you believe in the power of love, of richness, you know, you believe that you are born rich. All these are positive seeds, and the law works, you know. If you sow positively, you'll be rewarded in this life because heaven is in your life and your lives in on earth. And then after, when the physical world will be ended, and it's up to God to decide, we don't know when, maybe after like long time on earth and on other planets like Mars, for example, you know, it's endless. So our earth, you know, our earthly life is heaven as well, is an extension of heaven. And it is said in Qur'an, this is said, this is expressed clearly in Quran, that heaven is on earth, you know. It is said in Surah Al-Zumur, Alhamdulillah الذي أورثنا الأرض نتبوأ من الجنة حيث نشاء, in Arabic, and in English, praise be to Allah who has fulfilled his promise unto us and has made us inherit the land, sojourning in heaven where we will. So heaven is on earth first, and later on will be rewarded when our soul will be united with God's soul. All the souls, you know, we are a common soul, but our common soul will no more feel separated, you know, will be pure soul. So heaven is spiritual. Heaven is spiritual, it's not physical. It's not a garden and water and rivers. And hell as well, it's spiritual. It's not true fire, you know. It's spiritual. When you'll be separated, if you sow negative things and you have negative spiritual programming on earth and you don't change it, you'll be punished later on earth, and later on you'll not be with God, you know. And this is very, very hard to be separated because you chose the ego. It's up to you to choose, you know. So it's spiritual, and first focus on the earth, okay? Try to feel in heaven on earth. Because the difference between heaven and hell on earth is the difference of between reaction and responding and response. For example, you got a be at work at 9 a.m., okay? You missed the bus. You'll be angry. This is reaction. Reacting, either you react or respond. If you are angry, it means that you are reacting against, for example, the driver of the bus, because you wanted to catch up the bus, but he ignored you, and you'll be upset, and you'll have a story, negative story in your head, and maybe you'll cry, you'll say, now you'll remember that you cannot afford a car, and you're all this is hell, this is reaction. Maybe you'll say wrong things. You'll be against this driver, and you say everything is against me. When you perceive life that everything is against you, people are against you, this is hell. It's in your perception. Hell is in your perception. Huh? And the response is heaven. If you respond in such situation, this is heaven. How to respond? It's to be in control, not let others control you, You don't be angry, you'll be happy. It's good that I missed the bus. I have a Rolls Royce in front of my house. And imagine yourself, huh? Imagine yourself opening the door of your Rolls Royce and driving it to work, and imagine people at work saying, "Wow, what a beautiful car, congratulations." Imagine and say, "Oh, I really thank the driver of the bus that he went, because I'm so thankful that I'm so happy and grateful that I missed the bus, because now it's an opportunity for me to drive my Rolls Royce." If you feel deeply grateful and believe in your nice imagination, you are actually responding, and maybe you'll attract to you a nice car, nice people that will help you to go work, and they will be nice, you'll be happy, you'll maybe attract to you wealth in your future life, because you believed in richness, and you repeat this nice imagination, and you'll be in heaven truly, truly, gradually, and truly, because you perceive it like this. So this is my explanation, and the right explanation, actually, of the concept of heaven and hell in Qur'an and in the Bible. Thank you so much. I hope that it was useful. Et à la prochaine, Inch'Allah. Thank you.